is known for its driverless vehicles. These are going to have drivers. The shuttle is not designed for people to commute or commuting to work or just school. It's meant for people to get around the city for routine tasks such as going to lunch. It's intended to make things we love about Mountain View more accessible to the people who live and work here without putting more cars on the road to do it, says Google. Mountain View looked into a shuttle program as early as 2008, and in 2011, the Public Works Department found that such a program would cost between $175,000 to $1.6 million a year, depending on how many shuttles and routes were needed. Google is paying for the whole program, although its cost has not been revealed, and Google and the city are working with the VTA to connect the shuttles with existing transit routes. Google has been part of the city's Transportation Management Association, which includes other businesses in the city, and is working on transportation plans that would reduce single occupancy vehicles.
Breaking the law, 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 breaking the law.
Well, if you're breaking the law in California, things might be a little bit more confusing than what was previously thought. When police in California put a person in handcuffs and takes them to jail, it seems like they've been arrested. But if charges are never filed by a district attorney's office, that person can also be unarrested in the eyes of the law. The confusing but apparently routine practice happened when Cosimo Lindstadt of Palo Alto challenged information put out by the Palo Alto police that he was arrested in February. Lindstadt was stopped by police, handcuffed, and taken to jail on suspicion of drug possession and reckless driving. The incident was reported as an arrest on the police department's log, but Lindstadt was later released, and the Santa Clara County District Attorney's Office decided not to press charges. Then Lindstadt got a letter from the police saying that in the eyes of the law, he had never been arrested, only detained. The letter is referred to as a release detention certificate. It's a very confusing thing, said his attorney, but it doesn't mean that the police were wrong. But he can now say, I may never have been arrested. The incident in question will still go on Lindstadt's record, but the record reflects that the person was detained and never prosecuted. The point of calling the incident a detention rather than an arrest allows a person to answer honestly on a job application that they have never been arrested. This and the previous story, both from the Daily Post. As we go outside of the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcaster Valley, California.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The picture is a drawing. It's a cartoon with Chely Shoehart. I know, like, you draw me, like, so weird. Like, what am I supposed to look like? Well, you've got the really cool, fluffy red hair. Thank you, Mike Matthew. Yeah, so I drew you like that, and we were discussing, this actually happened, Chely and I were talking about pop singers, and how she is totally into pop singers, but they're all like she doesn't care about the pop singers from the 60s or 70s. She wants only the young, cute, tattooed young singers. That's right, Mike Matthew. The more tattoos and piercings, the better. Okay, well, so we discussed that. And actually, the lyrics that the pop singer in the cartoon, what's he singing? I don't know, Mike Matthews. Why don't you tell everybody? I am trying to get it onto my computer screen to see the picture. And there I go. Okay, the song goes something like this. Shame on me, girl, for loving you, girl. You got the body so right. I'm gonna take a big bite, 'cause I'm your love zombie. You're a vampire, but I love your teeth. Gonna get with you 'cause I don't sleep. I'm your love zombie. Oh my God, Mike Matthew. Like, that would work if you weren't so old and creepy. Thanks. On the next show, we're gonna have a really cool band that I met at the amazing Oakland First Fridays art show murmur thingy that they do, where they open up all these art galleries, and then they have all these bands playing live in the streets, although they probably wouldn't be able to do it today because it is raining. But I saw this band perform. They sounded so cool. They're called Cure for Gravity, and I'm going to have them on the next show. Plus, we're going to be doing, that's going to be a mic on mobile, because I'm going to actually be at their rehearsing studios. So I'll be talking to them. We'll listen to some of their music, and we'll hear from Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!
Oh, we forgot to mention all the costumes that we're dressed as for Halloween. Chely Shoehart, what are you dressed as? I'm dressed as one of the characters from Frozen. You just pick one, because I don't really know any of the characters from Frozen, even though I've seen it 12 times. Yeah. And you, Floyd the Floorman? Mike, I am dressed as a very handsome man wearing a suit. I guess I'm like a butler or something. I'm from Downton Abbey. Oh, wonderful. Great show. And currently being shown in England. We won't get to see it until next year here in America. And you, John Deere the engineer? Mike, I am dressed as my favorite rock and roll singer of all time, Meat Loaf. And I am dressed as Alton Brown, because that's just a scary thought. And he's got a podcast that has way more listeners than me, even though it's not that good. But did I say that? I'm going to go cook a Alton Brown recipe and butcher it horribly. Basil's dressed as a Comcast salesman. Scary.